Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, RSN YouTube, regionsports.com, and ihsaatv.org. We come to you tonight from the burial grounds at Lake Central High School as Region Sports Network presents our 7th-ranked Valparaiso Vikings taking on the Lake Central Indians. I'm Leo Stauderher. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's game, and joining me with the color analysis is Jay Simmons. Good evening, Jay. We're in the final week of the regular season, and we have the Indians and Vikings getting ready for one last tune-up before the bye week and then playoffs in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then you got Valparaiso coming off a nice victory last week, 42-32 against Portage, and it seemed like they righted the ship a little bit. You know, we did their game a few weeks ago against Crown Point, and I think I did the game last week. I don't know if I take that 2
back.
Weeks ago.
2 weeks ago against Maribel. They also lost that one.
Yeah, so they've been on a skid those last 2 games previous to the Portage game, but they seem to have righted the ship. Still, defensive struggles abound for the Vikings. They're averaging 27 points a game throughout the season, so they've got to right that ship this evening. And then looking on the flip side for the Lake Central Indians, you've got a 3-5 team coming in with 3 consecutive losses. 20-14 against Michigan City. A very close game, 17-16 to Chesterton, and then a little bit of a blowout there against Maryville. But that's a lot of teams have had that story going on throughout the season. A loss, 43-10. So again, 2 teams sort of trying to right the ship right before playoff season starts.
As we are approaching kickoff here, we are getting ready for this matchup between the Indians and the Vikings here on senior night here at Lake Central. So it should be a good one on hand. Taking a look, both teams looking to finish on a high note. It's outlined the schedule where going into the bye week, you want to try to find something to build off of, and as well make sure you stay healthy, as you know your playoff matchups, and so you want to make sure you get there on the right track.
Yeah, and you know what, a few, this game has really no conference implications, so if you got somebody that's tweaked something, you may give them a break or play them only in the first or second quarter and then pull them out for the second half just to make sure you don't get any sustained injuries for the playoff season.
And the Indians will be on the road against Penn in the sectional semifinals on November 1st, and then Valpo will be at home against LaPorte, so you know who your opponent will be, so you want to make sure you are ready for that matchup. As we are getting closer to kickoff, we will step aside for the national anthem. When we return, we will take a look at the Vikings and the Indians. That's next. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Value Flooring in Valparaiso is a family-owned business with over 20-plus years in the industry. Located at 708 Silhavy Road, Value Flooring is open Monday through Saturday, offering a wide selection of flooring options and installation. With knowledge and experience, Value Flooring can also assist customers on a personal level by coordinating colors and by selecting the right products for their lifestyles. The number to call is 548-2705, and the website is valueflooringonline.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowell Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Back at Lake Central, getting closer to kickoff for this matchup between Lake Central Indians and the Valparaiso Vikings. Let's take a look at the home team here. The Indians of Lake Central on their senior night, 3-5 on the year, trying to snap this 3-game losing streak. Where do the Indians have to start to try to get the win against Valparaiso?
I think really, because Valparaiso's defensively have been pretty soft. We've seen them run stopping wise, they've been very soft, and I think that's where you got to start with Cam Reddick on the season. He's got 74 carries, 394 yards. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns, but 3 fumbles. But as he goes, so does the passing game. He's the starting quarterback. He's got 65 completions. 146 attempts. That's 44%, which is not very good. 877 yards. And he's averaging 109 yards a game, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So he's accounted for 7 turnovers on the season. So he's got to make sure ball security is very important for the Indians tonight.
As we look, the ground game could be a big factor for them as well. And we've seen defensively that the linebacking core has been able to account for most of their defense, where you see their leading tacklers, Tyler Besic and Brody Ramirez, both approaching 90 tackles. So with a run-heavy team like Valparaiso, those linebackers could be a big factor.
Yeah, Brody Ramirez, only a sophomore, so that's quite a feat for just first time going through the Doolin Conference for Ramirez. Yeah, they've really got to make Valparaiso one-sided offensively. If you can take one aspect of that game away, and if you really take that run game away from Valpo and force them to pass, stifle them on first and second down, it's going to be a good night for the Indians.
As we're approaching kickoff here, getting closer, we will step aside. When we come back, we will preview the visitors, the Vikings of Valparaiso. That's next. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Getting ready for kickoff here in the regular season finale between Valparaiso and Lake Central. We took a look at the Indians. Now we will preview the Vikings. They are entering at 5-3 on the year. 3 tough losses to Crown Point, Maryville, and Penn, 3 top teams. They're looking to try to bounce back, and we will discuss them on the other side of the national anthem here from the Lake Central Marching Band. So there you have our nation's anthem, and we are now just one step away from kickoff here with the coin toss coming up. So let's take a look at the visitors, the Vikings of Valparaiso. 4-2 in Duneland Conference play. They're 1-2 on the road. 2 of those losses came away from home, and so they're looking to try to end this season on a high note with the Viking offense. It starts with the run game as well, led by their star running back, Thomas Berta.
Yeah, Thomas Berta, 147 carries, 844 yards, 5.7 average, 105 yards a game. That is outstanding with 3 games over 100 yards, 10 touchdowns. He's a scoring machine for the Vikings. And then you got Kellen Hosick at the quarterback spot, 76 completions, 136 attempts, 55%. 131 yards, so Berta is almost averaging just as much as the passing game. Hosick's got 4 interceptions, 9 touchdown passes, so a little bit better than the quarterback for Lake Central, but still they're both in a positive territory when you're talking about touchdown to interception ratio. And then you've got Stokes, one of the wide receivers, his favorite target at 23 catches, 342 yards, 74 yards, his longest catch on the season, and 5 touchdown receptions.
You look at Hosick, a junior quarterback, similar to Reddick on the Lake Central side, both juniors. So you're at this point in the season, you're expecting them to have progressed, and you kind of know what their strengths and weaknesses are as you're approaching playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. And you look at Hosick, he's not a stranger to running the ball. He's got 52 carries, 310 yards, averaging 6 yards a carry, and he's got 4 rushing touchdowns. So between the air and the ground, he's accounted for 13 touchdowns on the season. So not too bad.
And defensively for the Vikings, we've seen them really led by their defensive front, whether that's the defensive line with Caleb Sharp in there and Cameron Walden, both over 6'5", and then Ben Federchek at the Mike linebacker position. This defense can be physical. Size is certainly an advantage that the Vikings have on both lines.
Yes, they do. They are big and they are physical. It's at times, though, their run defense seems to have been overpowered. You know, the games against Maryville, game against Crown Point that we saw, and physically they matched up well with Andrean. We saw them in the first game of the season. So it just depends on how that line gets going. I mean, they've had all season to gel together, and they just seem to in spots they do a really nice job, and then in some other spots they just seem to falter a little bit. But they are big and they are physical.
Looking real quick at our Friday night forecast, brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, it's 58 degrees and clear, so it's now fall weather. Temperatures will continue to dip a little bit throughout the evening, but it really is football weather here in the region. That's the Friday night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. And this is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. So let's get it started here. We will see Trevor Faulkner to start us off, trying to boot it down deep for the Vikings. They'll be kicking from left to right on your screens. The Vikings with the green helmets, white jerseys with green numbers, and black sleeves, black pants to complete the outfit. Faulkner runs into his kick, drills it downfield towards the end zone. It'll be returned from the 1, and we are underway here as Lake Central looks to get a good run up. They cross the 30, the 35, down at the 40. And so solid field position for Cameron Reddick and company to start off this game. Taking a look at the line for the Indians. Jimmy Johnson starts us off at left tackle. Leo Messberg at left guard. Matt Wozniak at center, the sophomore. Will Sandoval at right guard, and Jace Luther completes the unit at right tackle. Cameron Reddick will be under center. His running back tonight will be Christian Reed. Christopher Jackson will be in the backfield as well at fullback. And then Hamza Isa, Trevor Kabacki, and Corey Belter will be the receiving core that Reddick will be looking to throw to.
It's going to be interesting to see what Valparaiso defense shows up, and they've been giving up a lot of yards on first down.
Reddick takes the snap out of the gun, fakes the handoff, fires to his right where it is caught, but the receiver is wrapped up and brought down in the backfield for a negative gain.
Yeah, just a great job by number 8 out there on the defense for the Valparaiso Vikings. Oh. And, of course, we got our sheet out here, and, of course, he's not on there, but we'll get him for you in a second.
So we saw the negative play on first down, making it 2nd and 14 for the Indians. They will move back onto the field here. Reed behind Reddick in the pistol. Now Reed will be sitting sidecar to the left of Reddick, who rolls to his left to pass. He's scanning the field. He's going to have to keep it and run. He gets past the line and then pushed out of bounds into the Lake Central sideline to pick up a handful of yards.
Oh, that was number 9 that made the tackle. That was Charles Coop out there. Nice job right there by Reddick. He saw nothing open. A good job by the Valparaiso secondary right there. But Reddick just sort of read it and kept on going. Once he got the edge, he turned it upfield, and it looks like he's right back where they started. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
So from their own 40-yard line, the Indians looking to try to move things forward. They'll send 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Reddick in the pistol with Reed behind him. He's rolling right, looking downfield to pass. He's got pressure coming, so he will keep it. He gets the first down and steps out of bounds into the Vikings sideline. Cameron Reddick with an 11-yard scamper to move the chains for the Indians.
Yeah, Reddick again. There was a receiver that popped open right at the last second, but Reddick already had made his commitment to run the ball and got a first down +1. So he's got an 11-yard gain on that play.
That first down is brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com. 1st and 10 for the Indians from the Viking 49-yard line. Reddick in the gun, looking to hand the ball off. He gets it to Reed, who pushes forward for a few yards, moving into Viking territory.
Yeah, right there, first down, pick up 3 yards. I think Lake Central's got to stick with that, staying in between the tackles, get a good push up the middle. Valparaiso's just a little bit soft up there.
So we see the Indians with the blue helmets, white face masks, gray jerseys, and pants with blue numbers and a blue and white stripe down the side. Here on their senior night, it's 2nd and 7 on the Viking 46-yard line. Reddick moves Reed to his left. He has 2 receivers split out left. He hands it off to Reed. Reed makes a cut at the line, but he's stood up by a whole crew of Vikings and shoved backward.
Yeah, right there, it looked like they blitzed a couple of the inside linebackers. Nick Frey from the middle, and looked like Brody Wheeler from the outside came in and got to that play before it had anywhere to go.
That will set things up for 3rd and 9. We've seen the Indians able to move the ball with the run game, but the only pass attempt they've had so far has gone backwards, so they are looking to avoid that fate here on 3rd and 9. They are on the Valparaiso side of the field, right near the logo. From the right hash mark, Reddick drops back to pass. He's looking left, fires to his left where he is. Kabacki wide open. He's got space at the 15, to the 10. He will stroll into the end zone, and the Indians are on the board.
Oh, what a nice throw and catch right there. And simply a coverage bust for the Valparaiso Vikings defensively in the secondary. All they did, they went man-to-man. They blitzed a couple guys. And the two defensive backs ended up covering the same guy. And Quebecki was wide open in the middle of the field and just sort of sauntered on in. He didn't really run full speed. He just sort of sauntered on in for the touchdown.
The extra point is up and good, so that'll make it a 7-0 lead for the Indians with 9:22 to go in the first quarter. We'll see how Valparaiso answers when we return. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Following the touchdown, TJ Olenkamp sets up for a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repairing, and remanufacturers of heat exchangers. The kick is caught by the Vikings. They move things to the 35-yard line, where then the returner is wrapped up and twisted down. Julian Stokes on the return for Valparaiso.
Yeah, the flag come out late. Let's see what they're going to be calling here.
That's the Valparaiso offense awaits to see how their field position will be impacted by that call. Looks like it will be a face mask on the defense.
Yeah, it looks like just a incidental contact, 5-yard penalty, so it'll move the Vikings starting position up to the 35-yard line.
So the starting unit for the Viking offense, from left to right, Caleb Sharp, Alex Burkett, DeAndre Price, Caden Reeder, and Peyton Barrera. 4 seniors and a junior. That's Burkett, the left guard. Kellen Hosek will be under center. The junior quarterback will be relying on Thomas Berta at running back, Charles Kopp at tight end. His receiving group of Julian Stokes, Jordan Sagan, and Austin McKenzie. Hosek drops back, hands it off, and the Indians swarm to that ball carrier. They get Berta, who was about to get to the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, Berta was sort of a question mark last week. Mike DeWanu, our executive producer, said he had tweaked an ankle or something during the Portage game, so we'll sort of monitor his availability out on the field.
And for Valparaiso, they're looking to avoid a similar start to what they saw last week at Portage. As Hosek hands off to Berta, he pushes through the middle of the line, gets to the 45-yard line, where then he is stood up and dropped in the secondary by the Indians.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 3rd down and 2 yards. But, man, that offensive line did a nice job right there. Berta didn't get hit until he was about 5 or 6 yards downfield. Good job by the offensive line, getting that good push, getting upfield. Berta just putting his head down, running hard. It's going to be big 3rd down conversion for the Vikings.
Pickup will make it 3rd and 2 from their own 46-yard line. Hosek has 3 receivers far out to the left. They're at the right hash mark. Hosek hands it off into the belly of Berta. He gets over the 50. He's got space to the 30, the 25, where he is twisted down at the 22-yard line. Thomas Berta flips the field with a long carry on 3rd down.
Yeah, Berta just exploded. It looked like a linebacker blitzed right at the last second and sort of just didn't have his head up and was going after the quarterback, ran right by the running back, and then Ryder Fernandez, the strong safety, made the tackle about 25 yards downfield. Valparaiso going quick here.
There's another Four Seasons Mechanical first down, and Hosick goes right back to Berta. He pushes through the left side of the line, tries to get through the gap, and takes it inside the 20 for a positive play.
Yeah, Berta again, just a nice job. He looked like it looked like Hosick sort of bobbled the snap just a little bit, and all of a sudden the play might have been a little off timing-wise, but Hosick was able to get out to Berta just in time. Berta, nice job on the read. There was a nice opening between the left guard and left tackle.
So last week the Vikings had a bit of a shaky first quarter against Portage, including a fumble on a kick return, so they're looking to start off on the right foot here. It's a snap to Hosick. He throws to his right, and it goes through the hands of Austin McKenzie. They were looking to go through the air there on second down, but couldn't complete the play.
Austin McKenzie, if he would have turned that one up, he might be walking into the end zone right now. And McKenzie on the season, I'm looking for, he has 37 catches, 360 yards, so that's not very common for him to be dropping the ball with 3 touchdowns. That could have been a 4th right there, Leo.
Right, and the Vikings trailing by 7 here with 7:03 to go in the first quarter on 3rd and 5 from the Lake Central 18. They hand off to Berta, who is stopped behind the line by Lake Central.
That looks like that was number
Chris Gavin making the big stop.
Yeah, number 4.
And the excited celebration, too.
Yeah, Chris Gavin from his defensive end position. I was looking for the linebackers, and then he snuck up there. He was at 48 at the defensive end position. Gavin he must have been in the huddle because he almost got the handoff.
So we will see the field goal team out for Valparaiso, trailing by 7 here. They'll look to cut into that deficit. The snap from Sam Thorgren. We will see Jacob Moore to hold, and now the kick from Drayden Wilcox through the uprights, so the Vikings get points on their first drive, making it a 7-3 game with 6:15 to go in the first quarter. We'll step aside when we come back. Kickoff time, you're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Trevor Faulkner drives the Quintel kickoff inside the 5. The Indians will look to return. Faking left, going right, or then the coverage team of the Vikings gets the return and takes him down. All kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994.
Yep. Lake Central comes back out onto the field for their second drive. Let's see if they can keep the prosperity going after they scored on a 49-yard touchdown pass to Trevor Kubiak from Cameron Reddick that came at 9:22 in the first.
And so we will see the defense from Valparaiso led up front by Cameron Walden, Caleb Sharp, Cameron Asbell, and Lucas Peterson. The linebackers of Brody Wheeler, Ben Federchak, Nick Fry, and Brendan Gagan. And now we will see the Indians go to the run game, going to the left side of the line where they maybe get a yard on that play.
Yeah, number 48 for the Vikings made a nice tackle right there.
And Federchek with the stop. He's very active in the run game for Valparaiso.
Yeah, he looks like he's got great lateral speed. From the inside position, he was able to get out all the way outside the tight end and make that tackle for no gain.
And the secondary for the Vikings, Tice Morris and Jaden Jansma at corner. And you see Lucas Bartlett, the safety. Here are the Indians in the pistol. Reddick dropping back to pass. Fires the ball downfield. There it is.
It looks like it's intercepted.
Intercepted by the Vikings.
Yeah, number 27 for the Vikings. I think that is the number.
Troy Danzy going up and making the play for the interception. So that will bring the Viking offense back onto the field.
Well, what they did on that play, Lake Central had the outside receiver running a nice little curl pattern, and then the inside receiver running an arrow route. Once he got to the sideline, he turned it up the field, and he was double covered. And the wide receiver who was running the curl pattern was covered by the inside linebacker. He should have done one of two things: either A, throw it away, or B, run the ball, which he's done so successfully tonight. And it looks like it came out to be an interception. So let's see what the call on the field is. We got a holding. That'll be declined.
So the Vikings decline, and it'll be a first down for Valparaiso. They will take over on the Lake Central 46-yard line. So we will see the defensive unit for Lake Central back on the field, but up front by Jamon Williams, Darnell Suttles, and Chris Gavin at the line. Matthew Penman, Tyler Besich, Brody Ramirez, and Brian Reisky make up the linebackers. And on the secondary, Julian Babian, Xavier Welty, Michael League, and Ryder Fernandez. We'll round out the rest of that group. We see Hosick in the gun, drops back to pass, scans his options. He's got pressure in the backfield, trying to swim out of it, but he is dropped for a sack. Lake Central being able to break up that pass play.
Yeah, it looked like that was Brian Reisky coming out from his outside linebacker position. Number 23 made the sack and dropped him for about an 8-yard loss on the play. So it's going to be second down and 18. Boy, Hosick's got to be able to feel that pressure and get rid of the ball. He sees those linebackers blitzing. He's got to be able to get rid of it, even if he just throws it away and doesn't take a loss on the play.
Right, you'll take an incompletion rather than the 7-yard loss. Now they are on their 47-yard line for second down. It's a handoff to Berta. He cuts through the line, gets back into Lake Central territory, taken down right around the 46-yard line.
Yeah, I feel like a broken record here. Reisky on the tackle right there from his linebacker position. Going to be third down and not so manageable of 12 yards.
Third and 12 from the Lake Central 48-yard line, so we'll see what the Vikings can draw up here, trailing by 4 with 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
I mean, I think you got to get your receiver core of Stokes and McKenzie out there, get them involved in the game. Try and maybe throw something deep here.
They have 3 receivers out to the right. They'll put Saigon in motion from right to left. So now he will join the other receiver to the left side of the field. Hosick's looking to pass left. He fires it left, connects with Kopp, the tight end. He gets close to the sticks for a big pickup. Was it enough?
It looks like he is going to be 1 yard short. This is going to be fourth down and go territory for the Vikings.
We'll see the Vikings hustle up to the line. They'll go with the tush push, moving Hosick forward. And they will pick up the first down.
Yeah, it looked like they caught Lake Central in the middle of trying to move some players in and out, get into a short yardage defensive set, and just caught Lake Central flat-footed right there.
That was another Four Seasons Mechanical first down. You can visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com.
Yeah, that's a Four Seasons Mechanical push first down, right?
And something like that is going to be first and 10 for the Vikings from the Lake Central 34. So they're trying to work another scoring drive following the interception. Hosick in the gun, hands it off to Berta. He roams to the left side of the line towards the left hash, where he is eventually tackled just outside the 20.
Yeah, nice job right there by Berta being able to read the hole, but Lake Central closed it quickly and only a pickup of about 3 on the play. Leo, this press box seems to be the farthest away out of any Doolin Conference team we've done this season.
It's a great facility here at Lake Central, but you're right, we are very high up, so both of us have the binoculars out tonight. They are much needed on what is senior night. You got a big crowd on hand as Berta works to the left side of the line, keeps pushing, where he is dropped near the 30. Lake Central quick to swarm to him on that run play.
Yeah, Keldon Redder, the right guard, pulled all the way across the field, kicked out the end, but the inside linebackers for Lake Central closed it quickly, and he looked like he only picked up about 1 or 2 yards on the play. It looks like it's going to be third down and about 5. Again, this For me, this might be a little bit out of the kicker's range. If you don't pick up anything right here, it might be 4th down and go time for 4th down and 5.
The Vikings have the ball on the Lake Central 29-yard line, 3rd and 5. They have a trio of receivers. Hosick tries the hard count, and there's some movement at the line. There will be encroachment on the defense, so that will move things up 5 yards, picking up the first down for Valparaiso.
Yeah, number 55, Suttles right there, jumped a little bit. You'd see that helmet cross the plane of this line of scrimmage, and he got called for it, and they pick up the first down.
1st and 10 for Valparaiso now, inside the 20. They're at the 29-yard line, 24-yard line, I should say. Moving Stokes from right to left. It's a pop pass to Stokes. He slices through the line and picks up a handful of yards there on the motion misdirection play there.
Yeah, Valparaiso, they seem to be doing very well in between the tackles. They try to run some plays to the outside, and it just seems like Lake Central's able to get to the outside, but if they get that offensive line going straight ahead, they've been able to pick up some chunk yardage.
Makes it 2nd and 7 for the Vikings.
Might be a time for a little play action, maybe chuck one into the end zone right here.
I believe that was technically the first completed pass we saw for Hosick as well. He'll hand off to Berta. He storms through the line, stays on his feet, keeps going. He's got 3 Lake Central defenders draped around him as he falls into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, what a nice job by Berta on that run. Berta just gets up, gets the ball, gets into the secondary, and as you watch right here on the replay, he gets a simple little draw handoff, gets through the initial wave, and then just lowers a boom right there at about the 14-yard line, and then just plows his way in and would not be denied for the score. Oh, do we have a penalty on the play?
We have a penalty on the Vikings, so that will take away the physical touchdown. A 5-yard penalty on the Vikings.
Wasted all that energy getting a boom in there, and then I wish I'd have saw the flag before I ran the replay.
Right. Making it 2nd and 12 from the 26-yard line, so the Vikings will have to try to dial something else up. They go to Berta again, where he is stuffed at the line and brought down in the backfield.
Boy, nice job. I couldn't see what the number was. No, yeah.
Jamin Williams, the defensive
91.
end, being able to stop him there. And we've seen that a couple times now. The Indians able just to burst through the line of Valparaiso and get Berta in the backfield.
Yeah, both of the defensive ends have made some nice tackles in the backfield for the Lake Central Indians.
So we'll see how the Vikings try to correct that, as it's now 3rd and 12 from the 26. Under 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 6 seconds on the play clock. Hosick drops back to pass. Looking downfield, fires to his right. He's looking for Parisi, who has to extend but cannot get to the ball.
Yeah, nice coverage right there by the Indians. All the receivers were covered. See, now on that play, I might have ran the ball again.
Try to get closer.
Just to pick up 4 or 5 yards right there. And then you have the choice of kicking the field goal or
depending how many yards you get on that run play, maybe it is manageable.
Yeah. So this is going to be a 43-yard field goal.
10 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. The Vikings trailing Lake Central 7-3. Wilcox to kick. He drives it with the right foot. It is through the uprights. So now it's a 1-point game. Wilcox knocks down the field goal. It is now 7-6 with 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We'll be back with more, so stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The
thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship, the best hands in the business.
So after the field goal was good by Wilcox, the Vikings get ready for another Quintel kickoff. All kickoffs are brought to you by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. This one floats just shy of the end zone where it is caught by Lake Central. They'll move things up. We're getting through a gap on the right side, still moving to the 35, where he is eventually stopped. So we've seen the kick return game from the Indians has been very dangerous in this first quarter.
Yeah, if I'm Valparaiso, I might be thinking about squibbing it down the field to throw the timing off of the kickoff return team. And don't forget, Lango's Pizza has been a favorite since 1979, serving Northwest Indiana from 3 locations: Highland, Cherville, and Crown Point. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Order online at langos.com. Lango's Pizza, the official pizza of Region Sports Network. There better be some when I get back to the studio tonight. That's all I got to say.
So through the first 12 minutes, it's a 7-6 game. We saw the Lake Central Indians score on their first drive with a long touchdown pass to Trevor Kubacki on their very first drive. Then the Vikings answered with a field goal by Wilcox. And you can check out the local 697 electrifying plays from this week's football action. Visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, or on Instagram. The electrifying plays are presented by IBEW Local 697, the electrical professionals.
Yeah, we got one of those so far in this game, that Trevor Kubecki 49-yard pass from Cameron Reddick that came at 9:22, the only touchdown of the game so far.
And it's a quick handoff to Reed. He goes to the left side where he is stopped near the line of scrimmage by the Vikings.
Well, just trying to get the ball moving here in the second quarter. I think Lake Central, they've had some success getting the ball with the quarterback to the outside, run some more bootlegs, and then the only time they really dropped back was the touchdown pass. So, maybe they got to stick with this a little bit more of the running, the quarterback either passing the ball or running the ball. Right now, Cam Reddick has been the whole team.
We've seen the interception that ended their last drive, so they're looking to avoid the turnover this time as they put a receiver in motion. They fire to the right to Kubacki. He cuts forward, but then he is stopped by a pair of Vikings, and we will see a late flag thrown.
Yeah, it looked like a lineman downfield just cleaned out one of the defensive backs for the Valparaiso Vikings. It was funny as the official went to throw the flag and threw the beanbag out there, was signifying a fumble, and then redid it and threw the flag out the second time.
So we will see how that impacts the play, where exactly the Indians will set up for their next play.
Well, they can take the because it looked like it was after the play or right as the whistle was blowing. So we'll have to see what Valparaiso decides to do.
If it stands, it will be 3rd and 7. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run and 3rd down. So that will make it 3rd and long for the Indians. They will set up at their own 22-yard line.
Well, that's a costly penalty for the Indians right there. Ill-advised play.
So 3rd and 22 to go. Second and 22. We just got that.
Okay, yeah, because I think the crackback or whatever type of block was during the play, not after the play. So, I mean, if it was after the play, yes, it would be a dead ball penalty, but they called it in the time of play.
So Reddick is in the pistol with a running back behind him, checking out his options. One receiver to his right, 2 to his left. On 2nd and long, he drops back to pass. Looking downfield, fires to the left, and it's caught. A nice tackle made, still short of the line of scrimmage, but Kubacki picks up a whole chunk of yards to make it 3rd and manageable.
Yeah,
still
so
a ways to go, but
picked up about 20 yards on that play. Kubacki is the big target for Reddick today.
making it 3rd and 6 from the 38-yard line. So he was able to get 14 yards on the play.
That's going to be 3rd and looks like about 6 or 7 to go for the Indians.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Reed beside Reddick in the backfield, and there's movement at the line. This one might be going back.
Yeah, it looks like one of the offensive linemen sort of jumped as the defense was moving around.
Yeah, you saw the Vikings were creeping towards the line, and they got the right tackle to jump there. And Valparaiso, you saw the pointing right away. They were letting the officials know in case they missed it, but that makes
I think
it 3rd and 11.
everybody in the stands knew that one.
3rd and 11 from their own 33-yard line. So now Lake Central dealing with a few penalties on this drive. Seems like whenever they go forward, then they have to take a couple steps back. But they need to convert here. 3 receivers to the left of Reddick, 1 to his right. He's in the pocket looking to pass. He's checking out things on the left side. There's pressure in the backfield. He has to roll right. Stops, jukes, goes backward at the 20, still going back at the 10. He's running out of real estate. Fires downfield to his right, and it's broken up by the Vikings.
Yeah, 2 Vikings right there sort of running into each other. Number 35, and it looked like number 27 for the Vikings ran into each other, and both tried to deflect the ball up in the air. And
Thomas Jones and Troy Danzy in the coverage to break up that pass. Making it 4th and 11, and we will see our first punt of the game. TJ Olenkamp out for the Indians, and a pair of returners, Stokes and McKenzie, for the Vikings.
I'd like to see, like how they had the tracker on how far he ran on that play. He must have ran about 50 yards.
He was going back and side to side, and Stokes reels in the punt. Fair catches it at the 35-yard line.
And don't forget about Squeegee's Pizza for piping hot pizza delivered right to your door. Call Squeegee's Pizza of Griffith. Squeegee's is located at 106 South Broad Street in Griffith. Give them a call at 219-924-6000. Pickup or delivery, it's Squeegee's Pizza of Griffith, the best on Broad.
So with 9 minutes, 17 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Lake Central leads Valparaiso 7-6. The Vikings have the ball on their own 35-yard line. They've completed field goals on their first 2 drives. Now a screen pass to the right to Stokes. He weaves through, getting to the 45-yard line where he's eventually stopped by the Indians.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to mark it right at the 46-yard line, so that's enough for a first down. For Valparaiso, they've got to get their two receivers get involved in this game. Austin McKenzie, he did have a drop, and then Julian Stokes had a nice catch and run right there, but they've got to get these guys also involved in the game. Spread the defense out and back up those defensive backs so they can't get involved in the running game.
Yeah, the second reception by McKenzie was good, or by Stokes was good for the Four Seasons first down. They put Seigan in motion. It's a handoff to Berta, but he's got company in the backfield where he is stopped for a loss by Lake Central.
Looks like that was number 48 for the Indians. That's Chris Gavin
again. That's the second tackle for loss he's had this evening.
Yeah, those defensive ends for the Indians have been feasting on Berta today.
So Berta, an explosive running back, hasn't had the room to get off to some of these big runs when they've already had multiple blue helmets in the backfield.
Yeah, that first drive he was really on it, and then ever since then they've just been able to blitz right into the play.
Now 2nd and 13 for the Vikings from their own 43.
Well, a little bit of movement by the left tackle.
Movement on the line. That will back them up some more. After they lost yards on the first down run, they will now be backed up 5 yards via the penalty.
Yes, it's going to be second down, and it looks like about 18 for the Vikings.
The Vikings now second and a ways to go from their own 38-yard line. 2nd and 18, 7 minutes, 56 seconds to go in the second quarter. They trail by 1. They split Seigan and Dancy to the left. They'll put the tight end, Begley, in motion. He's at the left side of the line. It's a handoff to Berta. Berta again had company in the backfield with him, was wrapped up and had to just lunge forward to get back to the line of scrimmage on that second down run play.
Yeah, again, it was Chris Gavin right there shooting in it seems like they've moved their defensive ends down to where they're almost in between the guard and tackle gap, and they are shooting in there and disrupting the inside running game of the Vikings. So the Vikings got to figure it out. Hey, we need to go outside, or we need to throw the ball down the field. You've got to get Stokes and McKenzie involved in this game.
Berta loses another yard to make it 3rd and 19. Hosick dropping back to pass, running out of time, fires down to his left, looking for McKenzie, and it sails over his head.
Boy, Jordan Seigan was wide open in the middle of the field. He just, Hosick locked into a receiver on that play and just didn't go hit through his progressions. McKenzie was well covered to the sideline. The receiver had him cornered off, or the defensive back had him cornered off to the sidelines, and Seigan was wide open about the 40-yard line or so past the first down marker for an easy throw and catch.
Drayden Wilcox on the field to punt. Michael League and Ryder Fernandez deep to return. Wilcox has it blocked. It shoots up in the air. Bounces at the 35-yard line. And the Indians jump on it at the 40. Chris Gavin getting a paw on it to block it. So Gavin's had a busy night.
Yes, he has.
And comes up with another big play there to set up for good field position for the Lake Central offense.
Yeah, Gavin is like one of the blue-collar player of the game so far.
He is. After the game, we will name our Boilermakers Local 374. Brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with local Boilermakers 374.
Yeah, he's up for the candidacy right now.
He's certainly been making his impact felt at that defensive end position, and then they're on special teams. And the special teams for Lake Central have really stood out with some good kick returns. And then that blocked punt. It's now 1st and 10 for the Indians from the Valparaiso 39-yard line. And there will be a timeout taken by the Indians. So we will step aside when we return. The Lake Central offense back on the field. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics, wants to reward you for everyday banking. CU1's high-yield checking offers the opportunity to earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No monthly fees and no minimum or opening balance required. Plus, you'll be able to bank anytime and anywhere with 24/7 digital and mobile banking. Start making more of your...
Back on the field here, 6:45 to go as Reddick drops back to pass. There's pressure in the backfield, and the Vikings take him down for a sack at the 45-yard line. This will be a loss of 3 for the Indians.
Yeah, nice pressure by the Vikings on that play. Reddick did not have any time to set his feet and look down the field.
So now, as we're 6 minutes, 20 seconds away, we will connect the first half and the second half of tonight's game with the Hose Connections halftime report presented by Hose Connections, proven under pressure. 2nd and 13 for Lake Central on the Valparaiso 44. Reddick drops back to pass. He's looking right, but the Vikings get a man back there, and it's Caleb Sharp dropping him down.
Yeah, Caleb Sharp, nice job. Once he latched down, it looked like a dog with a bone right there. He was not going to let go, and Cam Reddick went down for another loss. Lake Central going backwards on this drive.
Yeah, so they get the great field position from the blocked punt, but then back-to-back negative plays have put them on their own 45-yard line, right near the logo at midfield. So they will need a big play here on 3rd and 24 with 5.5 minutes left to play in the first half.
This is one play where you just add to the punt.
Yeah. And they will take their second timeout. So that we saw the Indians score on their first drive on the 49-yard pass but then have run into a little bit of trouble. They saw the interception and then a punt, but then the Vikings haven't quite been able to capitalize off that, having to settle for 2 field goals.
Yeah, they seem to be sputtering right now offensively once they get down the field. Let's do a scoreboard update here.
As we will take a look at the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard. This scoreboard update is courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
All right, well, let's there's quite a few scores that are just at zeros right now. We've got North Judson 24, Pioneer Panthers 6. That's in the second quarter. In the first quarter, you got Chesterton 6, Maryville 0. Ooh, a little bit of an upset going on right there. You got the Whiting Oilers 8, LaVille Lancers 7. You got, as we're going through the hometown scoreboard, boom, of course, Lake Central pops up, and that is your scoreboard update. We'll get to some more scores further down the road.
You can follow all of tonight's Region Football scores live on the hometown scoreboard, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and regionsports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til. Reddick on the third down play, fakes the screen pass to his right. Now he fires it over the head of Kabacki. We saw him go with the pump fake, then continued looking his way, and eventually just couldn't quite connect on that pass.
Yeah, well, he did the right thing because Brody Wheeler was standing out there, and if he would have thrown that pass where he could have, his receiver would have caught it,
so
Brody Wheeler, yeah, and he would have been waltzing into the end zone.
So that will bring the punt team out there. So Reddick taking the smart play to avoid the turnover and set up for a punt on 4th and 24.
Another scoring update. We have Hanover Central 7, Hammond Central 0. Hobart Brickies 7, and Highland Trojans 0.
The punt from Wilcox sails out of bounds near the 25-yard line, so that will bring the Viking offense back on the field. That was the punt by Olenkamp for the Indians.
I think now all of a sudden Valparaiso has not been able to run the ball
right
in between the tackles, which they had so much success early on. Now they've got to get away from that, maybe go to the outside or get some play action passing and go down the field a little bit.
We'll see what they can set up here with 5 minutes and 3 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Hosick brings his troops onto the field, looking to march them down. He sends a pass to the right side of the line, getting it to his man Stokes, who's twisted up and pushed out of play into the Vikings sideline.
Yeah, nice job, pitch and catch right there. Stokes looks like he picked up about 8 yards on the play. So it'll be second down and about 2.
Stokes has been the main target for Hosick all season, and that trend has continued tonight, making it 2nd and 2 from their own 38-yard line inside the 5-minute mark.
And we got another Strachan Van Til scoreboard update.
Hosick fakes the pass, hands off to Berta, who rumbles forward to pick up the first down.
And we've got Wheeler 7, Griffith nothing in the first quarter.
That was another Four Seasons Mechanical first down. Your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists. So the Vikings take over at the 41.
Yeah, with 4:46 and counting down in the second quarter, Vikings could, eat up quite a bit of this clock right here if they can just get the ball moving down the field.
And they trail by 1 here. Have been helped by 2 field goals by Wilcox. And they're looking for points on this drive. Hosick hands it off to Berta again, and Berta is stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Bessich, number 44, Tyler Bessich right there on the big hit right at the line of scrimmage and then drove him backwards. To me, Berta doesn't look like he's got that pop in his step like he had earlier in the season. Maybe that injury that we talked about is slowing him down, but it just seems like he doesn't get into that third or fourth gear like as quickly as he's had in the past.
Bessich with 90 tackles on the season, entering this matchup, approaching 100 on the campaign, adds another one. And it is now 2nd and 10 from their own 41-yard line. The Vikings, near the right hash mark, will take a timeout as the play clock was running low. So that will stop the clock with 3:44. When we come back, it's the Viking offense. Stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Oh,
glorious.
And now on the road you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
So the Vikings break the huddle and hustle up to the line of scrimmage. 3 minutes, 44 seconds left to play before the half. They trail by 1, 7-6. Hosick fakes the pitch and hands it off to Stokes. Stokes cuts through the right side of the line. He's got space, bursting through the green grass where he is knocked out of bounds into the Valparaiso sideline, but he gets a big run to set up the Vikings deep in Lake Central territory.
Yeah, the little Hosick fake to Bird on for the sweep, and then Stokes gets the ball, goes to the opposite side, and like you said, he burst up the field and got a nice gain.
So that was another Four Seasons Mechanical first down brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville.
Yep, 3:33 left in the first half.
Two receivers, Parisi and McKenzie to the left. Hosick with the pitch to Birdauer. He is brought down behind the line by Brody Ramirez.
Yeah, nice job right there by the linebackers of Lake Central. Just got into the backfield, but the problem was the quarterback, really, Kellen Hosick, does not look like he's well versed in the option, because he didn't get close enough to make that linebacker make a choice between him or the running back. And once he got close, he just pitched it out and said, okay, good luck on running it out there, because I didn't want to get hit.
That was Rizky with the 3-yard tackle for loss. Now on the 37, Hosick back to pass, throws to the right, and it's broken up. He was trying to fire it to Parisi, but he was well covered on the play.
Yeah, it looked like number 8 for the Lake Central Indians.
Julian Babian on the coverage.
Yeah, he was well covered. Babian had that outside arm right in there, so he didn't get the pass interference call. 2:49 left in the second quarter.
They'll make it 3rd and 13, so the Vikings need to move it forward if they want that chance at even a field goal on this drive here on the Lake Central 37. Hosick rolling to the right, looking to pass. There's pressure in the backfield. The ball pops out, and the Indians recover. Hosick was running out of room. Lake Central got to him, forced the ball out, and recovers.
And guess who that was? That was Chris Gavin, number 48.
Gavin forced the fumble, and Fernandez recovered, and the Indians take over.
Yeah, that's a blue-collar night, baby, right there. He is tearing it up. Oh, they're calling it an incomplete pass.
So it'll be an incomplete pass. The home crowd does not like that call.
Hey, we couldn't see it because Hosick was facing the other way, so we really couldn't see if he was getting his arm up to get into the throwing motion. So that's,
That will bring Wilcox and the punt team out for Valparaiso. Not how they wanted to finish the drive. After you got that big play from Stokes, you were unable to capitalize on it with points. So Wilcox awaiting the snap from Sam Thorgren. It's a low snap. He handles, puts it in the air. It twirls inside the 10, where it is a fair catch at the 6.
That's one thing when I coached special teams, I never liked letting my deep back catch the ball anywhere behind the 10-yard line. I'll take my chances on letting him down it, because a lot of times those guys don't look over their head to see where the ball's at. Ball can hit and roll into the end zone. They put their heels on the 10-yard line and don't go backwards.
And the Indians now, on their own 7, have a ways to go with 2.5 minutes remaining in the half, and they only have one timeout remaining as well. So they bring their offense on the field in the gray jerseys, blue numbers, and white stripes around the shoulders here on senior night. So the Vikings crowding the line of scrimmage. It's a handoff, rolling to the left, still space. Reed making the play. The Indians were in a wildcat formation there. Ryder Fernandez picking up the carry. Christian Jackson was at the Wildcat QB, and it's a Four Seasons Mechanical first down for Lake Central, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists. 1st and 10 now from the 17, still in the Wildcat. So they take the snap, and we'll look to push the pile forward, trying to make something happen there.
To me, it almost looks like Lake Central is going to be content going into halftime, 7-6. You know, at what point does Valparaiso use their 2 remaining timeouts? It's 2nd down here. See if they can hold them to a short gain and then call a timeout. I would do.
So Fernandez takes it out of the gun, or they move to the left side of the line. They got space.
There's a flag on the play, Bill, right at the point of attack.
So we'll see how that affects things. Brody Ramirez taking the handoff.
Yeah, it looks like right at the point of attack where the blockers would seal off to the inside, and it looked like somebody got caught with their hand in the cookie jar.
So
it's going to be, looks like they threw it at about the 23-yard line. It'll be a 10-yard penalty marching back from there.
So that will affect the progress that was being made by the 2 defensive players in the backfield, Brody Ramirez and Ryder Fernandez. So a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the ball. We will replay 2nd down here, so it'll be 2nd and long for Lake Central. They'll stay in the gun here. Fernandez and Ramirez remain in shotgun. 2 tight ends on the field. It's a direct snap to Ramirez, who pushes forward, where he's eventually stopped by the Vikings.
Yeah, Ramirez just a sophomore playing on both sides of the ball. Now at what point it's going to be 3rd down.
There's an injury timeout on the field as well, so that will stop things with 1:16 left to go here.
I mean, if the Valparaiso does get called for the timeout, it would be a great time to use a timeout. You got minute 16 left in the half. You've got 2 timeouts at 2nd down, and it's going to be 3rd down. So, I mean, if I'm Valpo and I want to get the ball back, this is the time to call the timeout. You know, you got to use some clock management out there. And don't forget, at halftime we'll have the hose connection as well as
the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard. Brought to you by Strachan Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com. Coming up in just over a minute, we will connect the first half and second half of tonight's game with the Hose Connections halftime report, presented by Hose Connections, proven under pressure. So Ramirez and Fernandez back on the field. They will be in the Wildcat. This time it will be Ramirez, so the sophomore, he's the quarterback, and now Valparaiso takes a timeout. They're 2nd of the half to stop things with 1:14 left. So we will continue.
Yeah, don't forget at the end of tonight's game,
you could find our coverage at Regent Sports Network. You can stay with Regent Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank studio. Catch up on the latest scores, highlights, and more, all live from the Centier Bank studio right after the game. Lots going on at the studio. They've implemented the RSN zone this season, so they are busy as can be on these Friday nights, taking a look at games all over the region and breaking things down.
Yeah, it's always an interesting crew back at the studio, making your end of the game, end of the regular season, interesting. And don't forget, for piping hot pizza delivered right to your door, call Squeegee's Pizza of Griffith. Squeegee's located at 106 South Broad Street in Griffith. Give them a call at 219-924-6000. Pickup or delivery. It's Squeegee's Pizza of Griffith, the best on Broad.
I was away on assignment last Friday and happened to catch a little bit of the RSN zone. Just had the Facebook app open, saw it on, and they did a great job with all of that coverage. So here's Ramirez in the gun, calls for the snap, pushes to the left side of the line. He's rolling, leads forward,
it looks
picks
like
up a couple yards.
It's going to be marked just short of the first down marker. It's going to be 4th down and 1. And Valparaiso, are they going to let the clock run here? I would assume they would have been calling their last time out.
So Ramirez Mention only the sophomore, 88 tackles on the year. No rushing stats entering this match. This seems to be a formation they were waiting to unveil, especially going closer to playoffs. And they will still be in the Wildcat with 4th and a yard to go. Ramirez trying the hard count, 3 seconds left on the clock. And now the Indians will use their last timeout to stop things with 27 seconds.
Interesting play by Valparaiso right here, letting the play clock run down.
Yeah.
I mean, on 4th and 1, yeah, I get it, But, I mean, they could have stopped the clock with 50 seconds left and gotten the ball back and, probably somewhere relatively close to midfield. So, interesting play calling by the Valpo staff here.
We saw Lake Central receive the kick to start the game, so the Vikings will get the ball out of the half. So likely knowing that they'll start the second half with possession, they seem to be content with that. And now the punt team is out for Lake Central. So that appears to be the end of the Wildcat for now. Maybe we will see it later in the second half.
And you see the returners lined up about the 45 on their side of the field, on the Valparaiso side. So they will get the ball possibly somewhere around midfield. They've got 20-some seconds left to run some plays.
Now the punt is put in the air over the head of McKenzie, takes a bounce at the 30, and stops at the 29.
What a nice punt.
And they really flipped the field with that punt.
Yes, it did. I mean, now you're Valparaiso, you've got only 17 seconds left. You're down a point. Not much, I mean, I guess you can toss it a few times down the field, see what happens.
But we really haven't seen the downfield passing game that much from Valparaiso, with 17 seconds remaining on their own 29-yard line.
It's always good to, right here to get some real game experience with your 2-minute drill. It's always hard to go against, the scout team defense to try and work on this. So it's always good to work on.
We'll see if that is the case. Hosek will be in the gun. 3 receivers to his left, a tight end Cop to his right. Takes the snap, bounces back in the pocket, looking downfield to pass, and fires quickly to Berta, who has to shoulder off one tackle, where he's twisted down with a yard to go from the first down, 5 seconds on the clock.
And that looks like they'll just be content to run it out to halftime.
That'll be how it ends. Through 24 minutes, Lake Central leads the Vikings of Valparaiso 7-6. We'll have plenty of halftime coverage, as well as taking a look at some other scores from around the region. Stick around, you're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Value Flooring in Valparaiso is a family-owned business with over 20-plus years in the industry. Located at 708 Silhavy Road, Value Flooring is open Monday through Saturday, offering a wide selection of flooring options and installation. With knowledge and experience, Value Flooring can also assist customers on a personal level by coordinating colors and by selecting the right products for their lifestyles. The number to call is 548-2705, and the website is valueflooringonline.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Have you checked out Send to Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send to Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sendtoyour.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Send to Your student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Send to Your checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The
thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship, the best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics, wants to reward you for everyday banking. CU1's high-yield checking offers the opportunity to earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No monthly fees and no minimum or opening balance required. Plus, you'll be able to bank anytime and anywhere with 24/7 digital and mobile banking. Start making more of your money with Credit Union One. Open an account at cu1.com/high-yield checking.
Value Flooring in Valparaiso is a family-owned business with over 20-plus years in the industry. Located at 708 Silhavy Road, Value Flooring is open Monday through Saturday, offering a wide selection of flooring options and installation. With knowledge and experience, Value Flooring can also assist customers on a personal level by coordinating colors and by selecting the right products for their lifestyles. The number to call is 548-2705, and the website is valueflooringonline.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
You're watching the Hose Connections Halftime Report, brought to you by Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. Leo Stodder and Jay Simmons with you here at the Burial Grounds as Lake Central leads Valparaiso 7-6 through the first half. As we get ready to take a look around the region here with the Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard. This scoreboard update is courtesy of your neighborhood Strack and Van Til Food Market. Strack and Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com.
Yes, so far we're getting some scores rolling in. We've got Wheeler 21, Griffith 7. That is at the half. A couple other scoring updates we've got for you. We've got Hanover Central 27, Hammond Central 13, Hobart 7, Highland 0 in the first quarter. Let's get to a couple of the other scores. We've got Andrean 20, Lowell Red Devils 7, and the number 2 Maryville Pirates in the RSM poll 16, Chesterton Trojans 6. We've got North Judson 24, Pioneer 6. That's in the third quarter, and we'll get to some more scoring updates after a little bit.
And you can follow all of tonight's Region Football scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard, streaming on youtube.com/Region Sports, facebook.com/Region Sports, and regionsports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strack and Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
And let's get into some of the scoring at our game here tonight. As you see the score currently, Lake Central 6, Lake Central 7, Valparaiso 6. It's not been a very offensive game so far, Leo. It seems like everybody's gotten some momentum going, and then both teams have really shot themselves in the foot with a lot of penalties out here tonight.
Yeah, the way we started with the 49-yard pass on the opening drive by Cameron Reddick to Trevor Kabacki, you thought maybe this was going to turn into a shootout, but then we saw Valparaiso offensively, gets some momentum downfield, but then drives and then plays stopped in the backfield, forced them to settle for 2 field goals. And then, a lot of penalties on both sides so far. We saw the one drive where it seemed like whenever Lake Central took a step forward, they had to take 2 backwards.
Yes, they did.
And that's kind of been the story where you feel like there's been some potential for more offense left on the board here.
Yeah, so far the scoring in tonight's game, a Trevor Kubecki wide open touchdown reception. That came at 9:22 from Cameron Reddick, and that was a 49-yard score. And it looks like they ran a 2-receiver pattern. They had the inside receiver running a corner pattern to the back, towards the corner of the end zone, and then they had Trevor Kubecki running a crossing route. And Trevor Kubecki, there was nobody within 20 yards of him when he made that catch. And kudos to the offensive line, because Cam Reddick had plenty of time for that play to develop, threw a strike right there, and like I said earlier, Trevor Kubecki just sort of strolled on in for the 49-yard touchdown, and that started the scoring. Again, that came with 9:22 left in the first quarter. And then for Valparaiso on the ensuing drive, ended up having a couple missed pass catches right in a couple receivers' hand, and then Wilcox, the kicker for Valparaiso, struck with a 37-yard field goal that came at 6:15 in the first quarter. And then on a turnover by the Lake Central Indians, and that was on a bad pass by Cameron Reddick, threw it into double coverage. A little wheel route going up the sidelines, and one of the number 27 for the Vikings made a spectacular catch on the sidelines.
Troy Danzy with the interception.
Yeah, Troy Danzy tippy-toed the sidelines right there, made the catch, and that led to another Wilcox field goal, and that came with 4.5 seconds left in the first quarter, and that was a 43-yard field goal, and then a big old goose egg for both teams offensively in the second quarter. Defense is taking over, sort of the officials taking over as well, and quite a few punts, and just really neither offense can get any traction going. And like you said, both offenses seem like they take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or I should say 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and it just seems like they just can't get out of their own way right now.
And we've seen defensively for Lake Central, their defensive ends, Chris Gavin and Jamin Williams, doing a tremendous job of being able to get into the backfield quickly to stop Berta in his tracks. Normally, Berta's what drives things offensively for Valparaiso, but he's been kind of taken away.
Yeah, and it just seems like they have brought their defensive ends in a little bit more than normal. They look like they're lined up in between the tackle and the guard, and they've been shooting them in the middle, and that's where Berta makes his living, is in between the tackles, and they have just put a kibosh on that.
Yeah.
We've seen them even against Crown Point, even against Maryville, where Berta has had success in between the tackles, and those are 2 really, really good defensive teams, and tonight he has been shut down. After the first couple drives, they have shut the second quarter, he has been shut out.
Yeah, that's something we were going to have to monitor here. And then for Lake Central offensively, Kubecki's been having a really strong game, but they haven't seemed to get the run game as much involved to kind of eat up some yards and make these plays more manageable. Christian Reed, getting the start at running back tonight, has kind of been stifled by this defensive front from Valparaiso.
Yeah, Valparaiso's defense has woken up a little bit more this game as compared to the last couple. They gave up 30-some points to Portage last week, and now they're only giving up 7 to Lake Central. So after that first drive, Valparaiso has shut them down.
Yeah, it seems like most of the running has been from Reddick, and that's been off-script running he's had to do, where their designed runs have not been quite working.
Yeah, you know what? They can't rely on that. Lake Central, they've got to come up with something a little bit more concrete to get this ball down the field, because several times Reddick has dropped back and he's gotten pressure all over him, been sacked several times. So really, they've got to figure out what's going to work for them come second half.
We will see for Valparaiso. It's a little similar to last week's game where they started slow against Portage, and they were able to weather that storm, eventually taking the win, and that one 42-32. I don't think we'll see the same total amount of points this week, as it's 7-6 through the half, but for Valparaiso, it's a similar story where you have to overcome a first half that's seen you struggle to produce. As we will see if the story will be different in the second half, we will take a break. When we return, it'll be closer to kickoff between the Vikings and the Indians. Stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Have you checked out Send to Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send to Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sendtoyour.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Send to Your student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Send to Your checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Hose Connections halftime report continues. Brought to you by Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. You can visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections proven under pressure here at the Burial Grounds for this matchup between our 7th-ranked Valparaiso Vikings and the Lake Central Indians on senior night. Halftime moves along, and I understand we have some more scores.
Yes, we do. We've got some scoring updates here. We got Boone Grove 35, Bishop Knoll 0. Crown Point getting off to a slow start, 14-0 at Michigan at Michigan City. And it is 14-0. That's also at the half. You've got Hanover Central 34, Hammond Central 13. That is at the half. Whew. Hobart bouncing back big after that loss last week to Morton. They are up on Highland 42-0. Kankakee Valley and Munster knotted up at 0. Portage 14, LaPorte Slicers 0. LaVille Lancers 42, Whiting 14. Andrean 20, Lowell Red Devils 7, Maryville Pirates 16, Chesterton 6. That's at the half as well. River Forest 48, Lake Station 0. And we've got Calumet Warriors 22, Westside Cougars 14. And then you've got at the half number 3 and number 5 respectively in our RSM poll. Wheeler number 5 is up 21 to number 3 in the RSN poll. The Griffith Panthers 7, so 21-7. That's also at the half. And then in the third quarter, you got North Judson 24, Pioneer 6.
You follow all of tonight's Region football scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard, streaming on youtube.com/regionsports, facebook.com/regionsports, and regionsports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strack and Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Leo Staudaher and Jay Simmons with you as we're approaching the second half between Lake Central and Merrillville. And when you take a look at this Lake Central team, they've dropped 3 consecutive games. This might be a game where they're playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, trying to get that win before the regular season ends, and they have to face the Penn Kingsmen in the playoffs.
Yeah, and just think, at the start of the season, I think Valparaiso lost to Penn in week 1, 49-42. I think I'm within the ballpark there. So yeah, this is a huge step for Lake Central. If they can hang with Valparaiso right now, they've got to rally for a couple weeks, and then they play Penn. So, and they're thinking, hey, we've got a shot here.
Yeah.
They play a good second half here. They play defensively. They play just as aggressive and wild and loose and goosey, and get out there and make some nice tackles and get those defensive ends in the backfield like they did in the first half. They've got a chance here.
And then you look at Lake Central, first year with the new coach as well, so you're looking to establish the culture. Pete Koulianos in his first year with the program, and so a little bit of a underwhelming in terms of the record. You're going to finish the regular season under 5 wins, something you're not obviously aiming for at the start of the year, but still, if you could pick up a win tonight, be that much closer at 4-5, you could have some momentum going into the postseason.
Yeah, definitely, and it's for a first-year coach, like you said, it's a little feather in the cap. Hey, we played a very tough Valparaiso team. We went into the playoffs with some success, and then whatever happens into the playoffs, you got some momentum building into the next season.
And for Valparaiso, you're looking to avoid being that feather in the cap of a team that's establishing their culture, because as a team that won state in 2022, you're still highly ranked. There's a target on your back every week that other teams look at you as their possible signature win of the season, so they need to finish strong, as they've dropped a couple tough games this season against some of the top teams in the area.
Yeah, definitely. So, you've got Valparaiso at 3 losses. Penn, Crown Point, Maryville. That's tough to come out unscathed with those 3 on your schedule.
So you're looking to avoid a 4th to a Lake Central team as we approach the Quintel kickoff to start the second half. Reminder that all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. We're underway as the kick booms from left to right. The Vikings return it. It's Stokes. He follows the path led by his blockers to the right side, going out of bounds into the sideline near the 35-yard line.
And a good place for the Vikings to start their offense.
And that offense of the Vikings led at the line from left to right by Caleb Sharp, Alex Burkett, DeAndre Price, Caden Reeder, and Peyton Barrera. Kellen Hosek is the quarterback. Thomas Berta has been his main running back. Charles Kopp and Keegan Begley have helped out at tight end, and Austin McKenzie, Julian Stokes, and Jordan Seigan make up the receiving core. The Vikings in the green helmets, white jerseys, and black pants, moving from right to left on the field. Hosek takes the snap and hands it off to Berta. Berta is smothered at the line by a whole crew of Indians.
Well, it looked like Berto initially wanted to bounce that to a little bit further to the left than he initially ran it, because Jamon Williams was closing in quickly, so he had no room, and Jamon Williams squeezed him into the middle of that offensive line, and there was nowhere to go. Pickup of about 1 on the play.
So Valparaiso will have second down on their own 35-yard line. The nose of the ball is at the 35. Hosek in the gun with Berta beside him, 2 receivers to his left. He will fake the handoff to Berta, fire downfield, He was looking for his receiver, and it goes over his head. Parisi trying to connect with there, and he just a little too much air under that ball.
Yeah, Brody Ramirez and Tyler Besic were in the backfield, the two linebackers, so they blitzed 6 guys right there and were able to get enough pressure that Hosick wasn't able to set his feet and just aired that one over the top of his open receiver's hands.
And we've seen both defenses do a good job of not letting the quarterbacks be comfortable in the pocket to pass, as there's just been a lot of pressure anytime either team's drop back, a big factor for the 7-6 score as we're early here in the third quarter. 11 minutes and 12 seconds remain. Berta put in motion to the right side of the line. Hosick's looking left. He fires left, connects with McKenzie, who is stood up and taken down on the play by Fernandez.
Yeah, nice shot. Fernandez closed quickly. Hosick thought, hey, I'm going to air this one out to the side, but the ball sort of hung in the air and gave Fernandez enough time to close on the receiver and make the big tackle. Looked like stopped him short about 4th down and about 2 to go.
So with 10:45 to go, the Vikings take over, or they will have 4th down on the left side of the hash, getting ready to punt it downfield. Drayden Wilcox will look to pin the Indians on their side of the field. His punt sails up in the air. Fair catch is signaled and caught at the 19-yard line, where the Lake Central offense will get ready to take over.
Well, let's see if we can get somebody offensively moving here. It seems like it's a stalemate of punts. So all the second quarter and now the start of the third quarter.
The offense for Lake Central led up front by Jimmy Johnson, Leo Messberg, Matt Wozniak, Will Sandoval, and Jace Luther from left to right. Cameron Reddick has been the quarterback, with Christian Reed his main running back. Christopher Jackson has been trying to lead the way at fullback, and we've seen Hamza Isa, Trevor Kabacki, and Corey Bealter at the receiver, and there was a lot of activity at the line, both sides jumping, and a yellow flag quickly thrown. It'll be a false start on the offense. They'll get backed up 5 yards to their own 13-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like the left guard on that one, Leo Messenberg, jumped just a little bit early.
So that makes it 1st and 15 for Lake Central on their own 13.
Yeah, the penalties continue for the Indians.
And Lake Central again in the Wildcat. They will snap it to the sophomore Ramirez. He tries to weave through the defense of the Vikings, plowing forward, picking up about 5 yards there.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 2nd down and about 9 to go. It looks like they marked it up on the 19-yard line. And what Lake Central's doing is in that Wildcat formation, they are just overloading the point of attack and just getting a great push forward. Valparaiso's got to make an adjustment and slide some defensive linemen to that side.
They're still in the Wildcat. Ramirez takes the snap, looks to go right, pushes through one side. There's a flag thrown in the backfield. He keeps rumbling forward, crossing the 50, still pushing, and then he is wrapped up and taken out of play. But we'll see if that flag impacts things. Brennan Gagan being the one to push him out of play.
Yes, it will. It looks like at the point of attack to the outside, the tight end for the Indians on that side got his hands to the outside and just didn't let go.
That takes away what was about a 30-plus yard run from the sophomore Ramirez, and they will have to go all the way back. So we'll see if we continue to see the Wildcat or if they go back to Reddick and the offense. It's holding on the offense, a 10-yard penalty. So that will make it 3rd and long. And again, what we talked about at halftime. You get a big play, and then it's just taken away by the penalty. That's been impacting both teams, and it continues here in the second half.
Yeah, he definitely had his hand to the outside of the defensive end right there. But, again, nice play calling by the Indians here in this Wildcat formation.
They will stick with Ramirez, Ryder Fernandez beside him. It's a snap to Ramirez, and he pushes forward, getting past the line of scrimmage, and gets a couple. Ramirez on the carry is taken down by a few Vikings.
But, with the 2nd down or 3rd down and about 15, that the Wildcat formation is not going to get you there. It just seems like Lake Central is really attacking the weakness of that Valparaiso defense. That's the run-stop defense. They just are not very good.
So neither team able to get the pass game going. We'll see Reddick back in at quarterback. Traditional offense on the field. It's a keeper for Reddick. He moves to the left side of the line, keeps going forward, is stood up by a defender, but plows through him and gets a handful of yards to set up for 4th down.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 4th down and just about a little bit more than 10 yards, maybe 11.
That'll bring the punt team onto the field for Lake Central. TJ Olenkamp will look to drive it downfield.
And, so Valparaiso looks like they'll get some good field position, but the last time I said that, the punter just kicked the one almost out of the stadium right at the end of the half.
So we'll see if there's a similar fate. It's a high snap. Olenkamp steps into it, boots it downfield towards midfield, taking a bounce at the logo, where it's eventually stopped inside the 40, right around the 39.
Let's see if somebody's offense can get out of the locker room here for the second half. Hey, you guys, the second half started. Let's get out onto the field here. Let's get a first down here.
Those weren't practice reps, yeah.
Have we had a first down yet the second half?
Oh, we have not, because I have the read here, and it's still under the kickoff read. The defense.
You won't get to that one either if there's no first downs.
Right, those certainly go hand in hand. The defense of Lake Central, led up front by Jamin Williams, Darnell Suttles, and Chris Gavin. They've been impactful at the line. Matthew Penman, Tyler Besich, Brody Ramirez, and Brian Rizke at linebacker. Hosick in the gun. Drops back to pass. Looking to his right where he lofts it. He's got Stokes. He connects with Stokes, who is then shoved out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So there is a long pass for a Four Seasons Mechanical first down, brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville.
35-yard strike right there from Hosick to Stokes. That puts the ball on about the 23-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Vikings from the Lake Central 23. It was one of their biggest plays. Stokes has been their main catalyst on offense. We saw him take that running play for what was also their longest play from scrimmage. Now Hosick drops back to pass. He's under pressure. He sneaks out of it, gets a couple yards there, but that pocket quickly evaporated on him.
Yeah, that good job by the Lake Central defensive line, really just closing the pocket in on him, not giving him anywhere. Once Hosick stepped up, he should have just tucked the ball and started running. It's first down. Try and get a couple positive yards. Instead, he kept sliding up and looking down the field, sort of held on to the ball a little bit too long.
And in this game in particular, it's these first downs that can really help set the table.
Yes.
And it's a quick pop pass to Stokes. He's being forced backward. He's wrapped up, spins out of that tackle, then goes sliding forward to try to get away from the defensive back who was flying in on him, Xavier Welty, making the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like a loss of about 5 yards on the play for the Vikings. Again, briefly close to the red zone, and now they've gone backwards. Again, both offenses can't get out of their own way.
Yeah, so now it'll make it 3rd and 14 from the Lake Central 27. Hosick breaks the huddle. He's got McKenzie and Stokes to his left, Begley and Parisi to his left. Berta sidecar with him in the backfield. Hosick's looking to pass. He's in trouble. Gavin gets to him and drops him at the 41-yard line.
Boy, Hosick's got to be able to feel that pressure without looking. He stopped, froze for a second, and Chris Gavin having a night. How about it, huh?
We've certainly been saying his name a lot as we move through the game. That's certainly to keep a thought with, as at the conclusion of the night's game, we will name the Crowell Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. Crowell Companies are the insurance superheroes.
Yeah, well, I guess a superhero doesn't have to be a quarterback or a receiver every time, or a running back. I guess it could be a defensive lineman. When you have a 7-6 game, there's really not a whole lot of offensive stars in the game, right?
That's certainly been the case tonight, as there's a timeout by Valparaiso. That could be something that hurts them later in the game.
Yes, it could.
And you can visit regionsports.com, Facebook / Region Sports Nation, Instagram and Region Sports Network, YouTube for this week's Home Improvement Top 10 presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Enigenberg Exteriors, you can find them on the web at ebergexteriors.com. Valparaiso is number 7 in that poll.
Yeah, you got Crown Point number 1. You've got Hanover Central at number 6. You've got Boone Grove at number 9. You've got, you've got Andrain at number 4. Maryville at 2. And 3 versus 5, Griffith Wheeler. Again, that score was 21-7. Wheeler all over Griffith at the half. We'll have to see if we can get some more scoring updates coming to you as the game progresses. Don't forget, after the game, the Centier Bank Studios.
They will have the post-game Stay with Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank Studio. Catch up on the latest scores, highlights, and more, all live from the Centier Bank Studio right after the game. The punt goes in the air, takes a bounce, and then forward right at the 15, out of bounds into the Valparaiso sideline.
Right, and like I said, we still have not. Maybe the ambulance going by may have woke up the offensive, realized, hey, we got to get out of the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that long pass to Stokes, but then it seemed to be the trend tonight after the big play. Neither offense has quite been able to follow it up with more positive plays after that. You're able to get into enemy territory, but then you get kind of stonewalled there. So the Lake Central offense back on the field. They will have Reddick in the backfield. Lone man there. They have a tight end and 4 receivers. They'll put 1 receiver in motion. They hand it off to him. He hustles forward. That was Kabacki.
It looked like he was down.
But he was down before that ball left his hands.
And if you're going to really name a Crown Lantern Man superhero player of the game right now, so far I would have to go with Kubecki with the touchdown play.
Yeah, that was on the opening drive.
Yeah, the 49-yard. He had a nice catch early in the second quarter, and then the nice run right there put Lake Central at 2nd down and 4.
So now Reddick once again in the gun. Tight end and 4 receivers on the field for Lake Central. 2nd and 4, they put Welty in motion. Reddick fakes the handoff and keeps it himself. He's got space. Follows his blockers downfield to the 50. Stiff arms a defender and is shoved out of bounds into the Lake Central sideline. But it's a huge run play for Cameron Reddick and the Lake Central offense.
Look at about a 30-yard run right there for Cam Reddick. Nice job. Just set his feet. Looked like he was going to look downfield. Pause for a second and let the defensive backs and linebackers bail out and made the big play.
It was another Four Seasons Mechanical first down brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com. Lake Central takes over at the Valparaiso 43-yard line for first down with 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. They lead 7-6. Welty in motion. Reddick hands it off to him. He cuts forward and hot-foots his way up for about 3 yards.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to mark it at the 41, so a pickup of 2 on the play. Lake Central right here in control just a little bit here. And finally offense, somebody broke midfield and getting the ball down the field. See if they can continue this drive without any penalties. So far, this may be the first drive of the second half that hasn't had a penalty.
And Reddick again, lone man in the backfield, puts Welty in motion, 2nd and 8 from the 41. He's looking to pass, fires a strike to Kabacki on the right side of the line. He shakes out a 1 tackle, but then Gagan gets on him and takes him down.
Yeah, nice throw right there by Reddick. Boy, he needed to get all the mustard he could on that ball because the defensive back was closing quickly on Kubecki.
He was able to sneak out a 1 tackle, but then Gagan did a good job sticking with him. The Sam linebacker taking
that 3rd down and 3.
Stop at the 36. So 3 yards to go for the Lake Central offense here on 3rd down. 2 receivers to either side. They will put 1 in motion. And it's a keeper for Reddick. He keeps pushing forward. There's a pile up. He twists forward.
But it looks like they're going to mark him right at the 1st down, and it looks like the officials are moving him.
So it's another Four Seasons first down, brought to you by your Northwest Indiana Heating and Air Conditioning Specialists at Four Seasons Mechanical.
Lake Central really in control, doing a nice job. Anytime they've needed short yardage, Lake Central's been able to dominate that offensive line and get a great push up the middle.
Reed back on the field at running back, 3:32 to go and counting. Lake Central has the ball on the Valparaiso 33. They have 9 seconds on the play clock. They are still looking to the sidelines for the signal, so they'll have to hurry up to the line. 4 seconds to go. Kabacki in motion. Reddick fakes the pitch to him, keeps it, and tries to shuffle forward to pick up about a yard.
Yeah, number 48 on the defense made a nice tackle right there. Federchek just wrapped up. Looked like he didn't get much past the line of scrimmage. So from his linebacker position, Ben just came up and made that solid hit.
It makes it 2nd and 10, so Reddick unable to pick up a yard on that play. Under 3 minutes to go in what's been a quick third quarter so far, but no points scored. The Indians looking to change that. Reddick dropping back to pass, pump fakes, rolls right, still looking downfield, floats a balloon out of play into the sideline, and dropped by one of the youngsters near the net. Got to get 2 hands on that ball.
Yeah, how about it? Tried to do Odell Beckham style out there on the sidelines. Nothing doing.
So that'll be incomplete. Still 3rd and 10. Stops the clock with 2:37 to go. The Indians have been driving downfield. They took over inside their own 20 and have been able to move into Valparaiso territory.
Man, this has been one of their best drives since the opening drive. And I think on the opening kickoff, they got the ball almost to the 40-yard line. So this has been their longest sustained drive of the night.
They are looking to try to keep it going here. Reddick dropping back to pass, looks to the right where he's got 3 receivers, floats it downfield, connects with Welty, who steps into the end zone. Lake Central back on the board here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Welty just wide open. 2 defensive backs right there, or 1 defensive back, 2 receivers. He could have thrown it to either one. They were both wide open. And the big play, the big strike for the Lake Central Indians, putting them up right now 13-6.
Welty picks up his 2nd touchdown of the year with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter to make it a 13-6 game, awaiting the extra point from Olenkemp. His kick is up and through the uprights, so they put the extra point on that touchdown, leading 14-6. We'll be back. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
The 33-yard touchdown reception by Xavier Welty. We are getting ready for another Quintel kickoff. Reminder that all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. It was a squib kick, but it was pounced upon by the Vikings linebacker Brody Wheeler. The sophomore covers up that ball, and that will bring the Valparaiso offense back onto the field.
Yeah, so far, Lake Central on the evening, a 33-yard touchdown pass and a 49-yard touchdown pass from Cam Reddick. Trevor Kabecki caught the 49-yarder, and Xavier Welty, that was last year. Xavier Welty with the catch from the 33-yard touchdown pass. So Lake Central getting the job done through the air tonight.
So the Valparaiso offense had plenty of opportunities to try to take the lead when it was a 7-6 game. Now they find themselves down by an extra score, 14-6. Hosick drops back to pass, fires a screen to Berta. He reels it in, and shimmies forward to pick up about 8 yards on that quick screen pass. Not much time to get that throw off.
No, it wasn't. I want to tell you what, the extra effort by Brody Ramirez, number 22, to stop. He was attacking the quarterback, stopped, plant his feet, and then ran down Berta from behind. That's an effort play. Defense is done with effort, and that was a huge effort play right there by Brody Ramirez.
Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hosick hands it off to Berta. He pushes forward, keeps the legs moving, picks up the first down, and then a couple more. Thomas Berta gets the Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Good job right there by Berta and the offensive line of Valparaiso to get that push, get the first down. If I'm Valpo, at some point in time, got to be looking to go vertical. They have not done it all night, but then again,
right? They had the one strike to Stokes, and that was it.
Yeah, Hosick just hasn't had enough time to go down the field.
Hosick in the gun here. He's looking to go downfield. He floats it, looking for Stokes. Gets separation, but it's over his head. It's just like you said, try to go vertical. They had it developing. Stokes was being covered on the play, but he was able to get around the defensive back, but that ball just couldn't connect with him.
Yeah, Hosick just felt a little pressure coming in and just aired that one a little bit too far. You know, when you throw that ball downfield like that, you got to put some more air on it and let the ball float down and let the receiver run under it.
So now it is 2nd and 10 for Valparaiso from their own 47. Berta and Hosick in the backfield. The trio of receivers to the right. They'll put Berta in motion. It's a screen pass to the right. He's got a hustle, gets past the line of scrimmage, keeps charging forward, runs through a defender, out of bounds into the Valpo sideline for a big pickup. Ramirez, the last one to make the hit.
Yeah, to me it looked like that was a lateral because the receiver, the running back, Berta, was behind the quarterback when he caught that. So if you're keeping score at home, chuck that down as a running play.
Nice. So that makes it a 3rd and 1 with 1:15 to go here. Berta
misses
that
4
could be
down.
what they needed to get him heating up.
4 down territory for the Vikings.
They will keep it. Hosick squeaks through the line, gets the first down, and takes a tumble forward. He picks up the Four Seasons Mechanical first down and moves the chains forward.
Doesn't look pretty, but he got the job done.
Right. That's kind of what Valpo needs to do at this point tonight. Whatever you can do to push the ball forward.
Well, I mean, it's a minute left in the third quarter. Do you think Valparaiso, if they do get punch in a touchdown, do they go for 2?
Is that what the analytics say to do here, or do you kick the extra point and roll the dice, assuming you will have another chance to score?
I would go for 2.
So we will see if that's the case. Hosick under pressure, trying to evade the pressure, and throws it forward. Nearly dropped on the play by Williams, but he has to settle for the incompletion to avoid a sack that really could have killed the drive.
Williams on the pressure. These defensive ends for Lake Central have been dynamite tonight.
Yeah, Gavin's been getting most of the spotlight, but Williams has been doing a great job as well. And we saw him nearly take Hosick down for the loss there, but it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Lake Central 40. And they have 13 seconds on the play clock. Remember, Valparaiso had to burn one of their timeouts on their first drive of the half.
Yes, they did.
So they have 2 remaining. McKenzie in motion on the right side. Hosick looking to that right side. Fires a quick strike to McKenzie, who has to shuffle forward. Picks up a handful of yards there.
Yeah, McKenzie really made sure he caught that one, secured it home, and by the time he turned to go forward, there was a defensive back right there on him. So not many yards after the catch there for the Vikings. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Looks like they're going to try and run one more with 10 seconds left on the game clock.
The Vikings hustle to the line of scrimmage. Hosick takes a snap, hands it off to Berta. He's got some room. Speeds forward. And was it enough for the first down?
Looks like they're moving the chains, and that'll end the third quarter.
He picks up the Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Okay, they had 8/10 of a second left on the clock, but
those will run off. And that will do it here in the third quarter. Lake Central leads Valparaiso 14-6. We've got a close one on hand. Stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
We're back at Lake Central, 12 minutes to go in regulation, and what could be a potential upset brewing here as Lake Central leads the number 7 ranked Valparaiso Vikings 14-6. Leo Staudaher and Jay Simmons with you here for game night in the region. It will be 1st and 10 for Valparaiso as they've now been driving downfield. You'll maybe feel the urgency increase a bit as Lake Central just stormed down, got a big touchdown to Xavier Welty, so now the Vikings looking to answer that. Hosick drops back to pass. Berta sets a block. He fires it through the middle, was looking for Parisi, who had to go diving. And that one was just away from his fingertips.
Yeah, Hosick just looks a little off right now. Usually he's a little bit more accurate, and he's been more accurate throughout the season at 55% completion rate, but tonight he just seems to be throwing it high. He led the receiver down the field, across the middle. It looked like the receiver was going to settle because it was zone, and he thought it was man and tried to lead him across the field, and another incompletion, 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Vikings. Hosick will hand it off to his trusted running back, Berta, who dances through the line on the left side, gets forward for a decent pickup on 2nd down.
Yeah, third and 5 here for the Vikings again. Do you go for it on 4th down? I think this is 4-down territory, 4-down time for the Vikings. I mean, yes, do you kick the field goal? I mean, you just don't know. I think if you
they've had to settle for a couple of field goals. If you get 4th and
1 or 2, yes, go for it. If it's 4th and 5, then I would settle for the field goal. But it would be a 42-yarder from this distance.
They send 3 receivers to the right. Hosick with Berta beside him. Play clock down to 5 seconds. Hosick takes a snap. It's low. Hands it off to Berta. Berta has some space. He hustles forward. Cuts past another defender. Dives for the pylon.
And you're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
Short. 1 yard short from the end zone, but Thomas Berta picking up a huge gain on 3rd down for the Vikings, and now they'll look to punch it in.
Yeah, 24-yard run right there for Berta.
And now the Vikings go with the tush push. There's a flag thrown. Hosick, and I'll look through this pile to see if he's in the end zone or encroachment on the defense, which will be half the distance to the goal, so it will be 1st and goal with less than a yard to go. And there's an injury timeout as there's a injured Lake Central player on the field. So we will step aside with that. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics, wants to reward you for everyday banking. CU1's high-yield checking offers the opportunity to earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No monthly fees and no minimum or opening balance required. Plus, you'll be able to bank anytime and anywhere with 24/7 digital and mobile banking. Start making more of your money with Credit Union One. Open an account at cu1.com/high-yield checking.
The Vikings bunch up at the line of scrimmage. Push Hosick forward. We're waiting for the signal.
I don't see anything yet. There we go.
And it's a touchdown for Kellen Hosick. They go with the tush push, and he's in. So that will make it a 14-12 game. And now, what we've been waiting for, will they go for two or do they kick the extra points?
It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field and go for two.
Yep, Hosick and company still in the huddle. So they're staying out there, trying to tie the game with 10:52 left in the fourth quarter. They send three receivers to the left side. Kopp, the tight end, is close at the right side. They put McKenzie in motion. He joins Berta and Hosick in the backfield. Hosick drops back to pass. He's running out of time, fires it, and it's caught.
Yeah, nice job. Hosick trying to hold on to the ball as long as possible, let Berta get out into the flat, and Berta, with a great catch, falling down, reaches back and catches it and falls into the end zone for the score. Now you've got a tied ball game. It's going to be an interesting fourth quarter, buddy.
Yep, the Vikings certainly responded after Lake Central made it an 8-point lead, and the Vikings executed on that 2-point conversion. So now we are all tied up here in the fourth as we seem to have a good one on hand. I know our crew at the Centier Bank studio is hopefully enjoying it. Stay with Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank studio. Catch up on the latest scores, highlights, and more, all live from the Centier Bank studio right after the game. As we said, we've been on upset alert, but now the Vikings looking to try to finish their season off with a win.
They're starting to wake up, and it seems like they are a very slow starting team throughout the season. But once you get into the playoffs, you can't let that first half slide away from you. You got to make sure you're playing your A game from the first quarter all the way through the fourth quarter.
They will be starting their postseason at home against LaPorte on November 1st, so they will be looking to avoid a slow start in that one. Valparaiso started the season, I believe I just saw it, at 3 in our RSN poll. They're now at 7, and a loss to an unranked Lake Central team could drop it out completely.
Oh, yes, for sure.
On the Quintel kickoff, it's a nice return by Welty. He swims forward, gets past the 30. Another solid return on the kick by Xavier Welty.
Yeah, I think Valparaiso's kickoff coverage needs a little work, and I think, with Lake Central executing that so well, that's one of those things where I think you squib it and throw the timing off of everybody out there, make a big difference.
Because we saw on the opening kickoff, Welty got a great run up to the 40, and then that made it a much more short field for the Indians to execute, which led to that 49-yard pass to Kabaki. So now Reddick brings his troops back onto the field on their own 32-yard line. 10:45 to go in the fourth. They'll put a receiver in motion. It's a quick handoff to Kabaki. He is cutting to the left, and he is shoved down, picking up maybe a yard. Jacob White Hustler, the receiver on the play, picks up 2 yards to make it 2nd and 8.
I'm surprised they didn't come out into the Wildcat formation and try and pound it out a little bit.
Well, we saw Ramirez banged up a little bit on the
maybe that's why
last play. So now that's a two-way player out for the Indians that they're going to have to play without for some time, at least the next couple series. As Reddick's in the gun, 2nd and 8 from their own 34-yard line. 10 minutes to go. It's a keeper for Reddick. He pushes forward, keeps moving, gets to the 45 where he's stopped by the Vikings.
Yeah, Reddick did a nice job escaping one of the defensive linemen. He got hit right at the line of scrimmage by Caleb Sharp, broke through that tackle and was able to pick up a nice gain and get the first down for the Indians. Just 5 yards short of midfield with 9:43 and counting down in the fourth quarter.
He gets the Four Seasons mechanical first down. The Indians take over on their own 45. Reddick looking to finish this drive with points. They put White Hustler in motion. It's a reverse. They get the ball into the hands of their next man. And I believe that was Welty, who then, on the double reverse, picks up a couple yards.
Yeah, trying to think that Valparaiso defense is over pursuing. They try and run the reverse. And number 11,
Brennan
Gagan was sitting right there waiting for the reverse and made the tackle with only all that effort running back and forth across the field, and they pick up 1 yard.
2nd and 9 from the 46. Reddick, lone man in the backfield, puts White Hustler in motion. He fakes the handoff, lunges forward to pick up a yard, but the defensive line of the Vikings stopped him there.
Yeah, Nick Fry right there, sophomore linebacker, made the tackle just. So now it's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Indians. Big conversion down. Lake Central hasn't gone to the air, but when they have completed passes in the air, it's quite a few times have been for touchdowns.
Yeah, we've seen Reddick fire 2 touchdown passes, a 33-yarder to Welty and a 49-yarder to Kabacki. He has trips right, puts White Hustler in motion. He's looking right to pass, lofts one downfield over the head of his man. He was trying to connect with White Hustler, but it was just a little too overthrown.
And think about it. You had a linebacker covering down the field. Brody Wheeler on the coverage from his linebacker position was beat by a good 2 steps. Reddick, if he just floats that one down the field, might have been able to hit him in stride, but just a little bit overthrown.
8 minutes and 5 seconds remaining, and the punt team is on the field for Lake Central. Xavier Welty also handling the long snapping duties. That's been a big topic lately, as the punt is a low kick, taking a bounce, rolling inside the 5, and the Indians get a hand on it. They'll down it. They'll down it before the goal line.
And that's one I think the deep backs should have tried to play that one on the ground and at least pick it up and just take a knee with it. But boy, that stops. It looks like it's on the, looks like about the 1.5, maybe 2 yard line. Well, Valparaiso's got a ways to go.
We might see the tush push again from the Vikings, just as there's not much room to go here. But bringing up Welty, handling long snapping duties, and catching a touchdown today, similar to what we saw from Cole Komet being the emergency long snapper last week for the Bears. Welty doing a little bit of that here for Lake Central.
And he did a nice job of it. Shot that ball right to him.
1st and 10 from the Vikings. They're in shotgun formation. They'll put Stokes in motion. It's a handoff to Berta. He cuts through. He has space. He's rolling forward at the 40. He crosses midfield. No one behind him. He is still going. The 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, end zone. Thomas Berta with a 98-yard touchdown run gives Valparaiso their first lead of the game.
Wow, what a play. And all you're thinking of is that you're looking for just to get a few yards, some breathing room, and Berta breaks off a 98-yard run. Wait, at just a simple handoff. He breaks it right up the middle. Nice job by the offensive line. Gets through the secondary, and there is nobody home over the top, and he is gone to the races, and he goes 98 yards for the score. And the go-ahead score for the Vikings.
You can check out the IBEW Local 697 electrifying plays from this week's football action.
That was it.
RegionSports.com. On Facebook or Instagram, the electrifying plays are presented by IBEW Local 697, the electrical professionals. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll see how the Indians respond. It's game night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Value Flooring in Valparaiso is a family-owned business with over 20-plus years in the industry. Located at 708 Silhavy Road, Value Flooring is open Monday through Saturday, offering a wide selection of flooring options and installation. With knowledge and experience, Value Flooring can also assist customers on a personal level by coordinating colors and by selecting the right products for their lifestyles. The number to call is 548-2705, and the website is valueflooringonline.com.
Following the 98-yard touchdown run from Thomas Berta, We're getting ready for a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repairing, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. So what a second half we've seen from the Vikings as they were trailing 7-6 for most of this game. They've been able to storm back and take their first lead of the game, 21-14 with 7:39 to play in the fourth.
So they've gotten the 2 scores here within just a matter of about 3 minutes. That previous score came at the 11-minute mark, so in the fourth quarter. So a big turn of events for the Vikings here in the fourth quarter. Coming into the fourth quarter, they were down 14-6, and now 2 back-to-back scores for the Vikings puts them up 21-14.
As we get ready for the kickoff, that was one where they were a great punt by the Indians, pinned them at the 2, but then Berta just was able to get a big burst and hustle to the end zone. On the return, we see Welty. Welty slides to the right. There's a flag thrown as he's taken down right around the 16-yard line.
Hey, but I got the answer to tonight. For the rest of the night, that's Lingo's Pizza, has been a favorite since 1979, serving Northwest Indiana from 3 locations, Highland, Cherville, and Crown Point. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Order online at langospizza.com. Lango's Pizza, the official pizza of Region Sports Network. I'm going with the pizza.
That sounds pretty good right now as the Indians, it's a holding penalty on them, so they will be pushed back a bit, so they will now take over right around the 16. It was the 26 where Welty was tackled, but you have to think special teams for Lake Central. You felt pretty good after that punt, but then Valparaiso just got a big run from Berta, and that just really flips the momentum for this game. We'll have to see now. This is a huge drive for Lake Central. 7 minutes, 33 seconds to go. They trail by 7. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Valpo only has the 2, which could come back into play later. They put the receiver in motion. Reddick with the pump fake. Lofts one downfield into double coverage. It falls incomplete.
Well, I think Reddick saw that one well covered, gave the pump fake. He was only isolated on one receiver and just threw that one saying, okay, if my guy doesn't get it, nobody gets it. So good play right there. Well covered. It was a hitch and go on that play, but well covered by the Vikings.
2nd and 10 now for Lake Central. 7:26 to go in the fourth. Lake Central 3-5 on the year, looking to finish off their regular season with a win here before they face Penn in the sectional semis. Reddick rolling to his left. He's going to tuck the ball, follows the path led by his blockers, rolls through a gap, and gets a few yards, taken down past the 20.
And we got a little bit out of our area of expertise. We got a Strachan Van Til scoreboard update for you Purdue fans from Northwest Indiana. With 9 minutes left in the third quarter, Oregon 21, Purdue 0.
Yikes. There's still a lot of time left.
Yeah, they're keeping it respectable.
Here at Lake Central, it's 21-14. Valparaiso with the lead. 3rd and 4 for the Indians. Reddick looking right to pass. Fires a dart to his receiver, and he shuffles forward to pick up the first down. Welty with the grab and the Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Yeah, nice catch by Welty right there. Reaches up high. I don't know if that was that Welty or Kubecki. I can tell it's because you got 15 and 16, so it's hard to
and
tell.
They're standing right next to each other, too.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
They both have similar builds, both wearing the pink tape as well. So we have Welty on the inside, Kubecki on the outside, over on the right side of the field. It's 1st and 10 from the 36. They put White Hustler in motion, but the play is quickly whistled dead as...
Got a little motion by the Indians. Again, shooting themselves in the foot.
That moves the Indians back 5 yards, and that's kind of been the story of the game for both teams, has been the penalties. Valparaiso seemed to stop that on their last 2 drives, which have ended in points. For Lake Central, they are trying to prevent that here. 1st and 15 from their own 31.
And Valparaiso sidelines getting a little boisterous over there, trying to help their defense out here on a big first down and 15 play.
This has to be seen the most energy we've seen from Valparaiso here in the fourth quarter. Reddick fires to his left, but the ball pops out of the hands of his receiver. He was looking for Hamza Isa there, but the sophomore couldn't quite haul it in.
It looked like he sort of slipped coming out of his break, and Reddick just fired that ball out there, and Hamza seemed really slow coming out of his break and just wasn't able to get his hands on the ball.
So now it's 2nd and 15. The Indians trying to eat up some of those yards, and the Valpo sideline still making some noise. They are fired up. Reddick drops back to pass, checking out his options. He's running out of time. He has to take it and scramble past the 35, leads forward, and he's stopped by a host of Vikings, but it was a good pickup for Cameron Reddick to make it 3rd and about 8 yards.
That nice job, escapability by Cameron right there, getting out of the pocket, making a couple guys miss, and then had the right idea, just tucked that ball, because it almost looked like he was going to freeze for a second, look downfield to try and throw, and took the best option, I thought, to try and just get as many yards and try to make this a 3rd down and a little bit more manageable with 5 minutes left in the game. Lake Central still has all 3 timeouts, so if they don't get any yards here, you got to think you're going to punt the ball away.
3rd and 8 for the Indians from their own 38-yard line. Reddick and his team in the gray jerseys rolling to his right, looking for someone to fire to. He puts it in the air, downfield, and it's intercepted by the Vikings.
And we got a flag on the play back at the 40-yard line. Hold your horses.
We'll get everything sorted out. If it stands, it will be the 2nd turnover of the day forced.
And the officials are pointing.
For Danzy, if it stands, that could be his 2nd pick of the game. But we'll take a look at the yellow laundry on the field.
And it looks like they are going to Valparaiso is going to decline the penalty and take the ball, take the interception.
It's a personal foul on the offense. The penalty will be enforced at the end of the interception, so it will be 1st down and then some for the Vikings.
So it looks like they got the ball. The interception was at about the 23-yard line, so they'll get the ball at the 38-yard line.
So we see the Valparaiso offense back on the field. They lead by 7.
Costly mistake by the Indians right there with under 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They still do have all 3 timeouts left, but yes, go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
No, the penalties once again rearing their head here and hurting the Indians as they needed to move downfield there. The turnover and then the extra penalty makes it 1st and 10 from the 38. They'll hand it off to Berta. Berta storms forward, gets about 7 yards on the 1st down run play, and Berta has seemed to heat up here in the fourth quarter.
Yes, he has. It's just, and it's all to, kudos to the offensive line for getting some better pushes here. Lake Central seems to be wearing down defensively. They've been out there quite a bit this second half.
And most of the running has been to that left side of the line where Caleb Sharp and Alex Burkett have been leading the way for Berta. It'll now be 2nd and 2 for the Vikings from their own 46. They lead 21-14 with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the fourth. Hosick in the gun. He'll keep it. He tries to dance forward, dives to try to pick up those extra yards. Was the keeper enough? It was for a Four Seasons Mechanical 1st down.
Yeah, Hosick, that dive is not the prettiest of dives.
As a coach, do you want to see your quarterback doing that either?
No, it looked like he fell to his knees first and then lunged forward. Very awkward style of falling forward.
But it picks up the 1st down for the Vikings. 1st and 10 from their own 48. They break the huddle. Now they with 10 seconds on the play clock, they are working with time on their side as well. They put Begley in motion, hand off to Berta. He darts through the line of scrimmage, gets just about 8 yards on 1st down. Berta with another solid pickup. And we will
It looks like it's
take
Lake
a
Central.
break as there's a timeout by Lake Central. So we will take one as well. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Value Flooring in Valparaiso is a family-owned business with over 20-plus years in the industry. Located at 708 Silhavy Road, Value Flooring is open Monday through Saturday, offering a wide selection of flooring options and installation. With knowledge and experience, Value Flooring can also assist customers on a personal level by coordinating colors and by selecting the right products for their lifestyles. The number to call is 548-2705, and the website is valueflooringonline.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Back at Lake Central, 2nd and 1 for the Vikings. They move Begley, the tight end, from the right side to the left side of the line. It's a handoff to Berta, who gets through for the first down. Another Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Yeah, great push by the offensive line. Clock stops while they set the chains, and it will start up as soon as they set the chains. And there goes the wind of the clock. And it is now under, under 3 minutes.
Gage Finley actually picked up the first down for Valparaiso there.
There we go.
I think Berta might be taking a couple plays off.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still tired after that 98-yard run, excuse me.
As
he has been the workhorse this second half.
Been taking the bulk of the carries, and now they put Stokes in motion, handed off to Berta, who's back on the field. He swims around one defender, gets tripped up as he tried to pull a juke on another, but picks up 7 yards on the first down play. And there's a injured Viking on the field. And a reminder that you can visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, Instagram and Region Sports Network YouTube for this week's Home Improvement Top 10, presented by Ennigenberg Exteriors. Ennigenberg Exteriors. For all your home's exterior needs, visit ebergexteriors.com.
Well, and stay tuned to after the game to find out how our RSN Top 10 fared this weekend, or this Friday night. Should always be fun at the back at the studio.
Yeah, we've had
a studio.
A big one here in Week 9, the top 10 matchup between Wheeler and Griffith. So we're excited to see what happens with all that. And you can also check out regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, and Instagram for this week's Powering Indiana Peak Performers presented by NECA, IBEW, Powering Indiana of Lake County. Powering Indiana, the region's most trusted electricians.
Well, you really you've got to look at Wilcox, the kicker for the Vikings, with a 37 and a 43-yard field goals, respectively, in this game, and then you got Thomas Berta with the 98-yard run. So you've got some peak performers here tonight.
And they had to settle for those field goals by Wilcox, but that kept them in the game, as it was 7-6 for most of this ball game. And now the Vikings back on the field, 2nd and 3 on the Lake Central 34. Hosick in the gun will put Stokes in motion. It's a QB keep up. Berta as the lead blocker. Hosick has some room. Dances forward. Gets inside the 20 where he's wrapped up and brought down by Lake Central.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the first down, and it's going to be marked at the 18-yard line.
So another Four Seasons Mechanical for Hosick, brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Narrowville. Just over 2 minutes to play. Lake Central has one final timeout. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we will name the Crowell Companies the Lantern Man superhero of the game. Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 o'clock in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
And me and Leo are going to arm wrestle to see who gets to do the pick for that one tonight. And then we're going to do rock, paper, scissors for the blue collar player of the game.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org.
And it seems like Valpo, with the slow start here, and they sort of woke up in the fourth quarter, both offensively and defensively, shutting down Lake Central. And let's see who they've got coming up.
They have LaPorte in the sectional semis, and then we'll face the winner of that Chesterton and Michigan City team. So Chesterton, both teams that they've seen already this season. So
yep.
A couple of game opportunities. If you get through LaPorte, we'll see what ends up happening in that matchup. But Valpo, obviously with some things to correct going into the postseason, but the resiliency here in the fourth quarter has been something they can be proud of. And they snap to Hosick, hands off to Burdick. He slices through the left side of the line, gets forward, picks up about 8 yards on first down. Right around 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Picks up 7 yards to get to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, and Lake Central is out of timeout, so Valparaiso going to milk this clock down as much as they can on each play.
So the interception by Danzy really set up well for them. The penalty as well, and that pick has allowed Valpo to just keep marching down the field.
To me, it's, Reddick was trying to make something happen. Figured, okay, here it's third and long. I'm just going to throw it up and hope for the best. If not, they get the interception. They didn't anticipate the 15-yard penalty, though.
Right.
So it's going to be third down, and it looks like about...
So the Vikings will be short of the third down on the sneak with 1:07 left to go in the fourth quarter. So they will...
18 seconds left on the play clock. They'll take it down as close as they can before they snap it.
Taking their time in the huddle. 9 seconds remain. As again, here's that formation. Hosick shoved forward.
Well, it doesn't look like
he got it. Stood up at the line. There's some extra shoving going around behind the play.
And the officials are going to stop the clock to spot the ball as they unpile everybody.
43 seconds remaining there. It is a first down, one more Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
That'll be the last of the game.
Yep. You can visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com. So a bit of a slower second half at first with the offense, but then the Vikings have been able to pick up quite a few first downs, and that will do it. They take the knee, and the Valparaiso Vikings pick up the 21-14 win over the Lake Central Indians. Valpo will finish the regular season with a record of 6-3 for Lake Central. Their regular season ends with a record of 3-6. We will be back to put a bow on this one and hand out some hardware. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We can give it to...
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Wrapping things up here at Lake Central, where the visiting Vikings of Valparaiso picked up the 21-14 win. Let's hand out some awards to some of the top performers from this game. It's time to name the blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
And we're going to go with Thomas Berta, over 150 yards rushing, 98 of them coming on this play, and this play came at 7:39 left in the fourth quarter. He gallops 98 yards down the field. Great job of blocking at the point of attack by the Vikings and springing him up into the secondary. And it looked like Lake Central was in cover two. There was no free safety in the middle of the field. They had two corners on the hashes, so Berta took the ball right up the middle of the field and just punched it in. Great job, and that was a nail in the coffin for the Vikings right there, as that was the final score of the game, 21-14, and that was the final score of the game for either team.
That was actually the Crowell Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. Crowell Companies are the insurance superheroes. So now that Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game, you can earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
And I'm going to just say this may be a first.
Okay.
We're going to go with Drayden Wilcox, the kicker, for blue-collar player of the game when he kicked to get Valparaiso on the board, a 37-yard field goal that came at 6:15 left in the first quarter. And then again in the first quarter with 4.5 seconds left, a 43-yard field goal at that point in time to get Valparaiso back into the game. And they were still losing 7-6, but I think a great job relying on your kicker and him coming through in a pressure situation. I know he didn't hit anybody, but it's still, I think, deserves a
kickers are football players too.
All right. You must have been one of them. They sound like they have feelings
part of
or
the
something.
team.
Yes,
Yeah.
they show up at practice. Do they do anything in practice?
Not quite. No. But you can earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. It's now time to name the play of the game, the Region Sports Network player of the game, and now tonight's play of the game.
And that was the first score of the game from Cam Reddick at 9:22, a 49-yard strike to Trevor Kubecki to put Lake Central up 7-0, and they held that lead all the way until 7:39 left in the fourth quarter. Lake Central seemed to show us a lot more tonight and play up to their level of talent and did a great job. They just didn't finish the game in the fourth quarter.
It was a big comeback win for the Vikings, and it's time to thank everyone involved with this evening's broadcast. To our management from Region Sports Network, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, Justin Cole, and Mike DeWan. To my broadcast partner, Jay Simmons. Big thanks to our producer, Zach Sinelli, for getting us on the air and keeping us there. For Scott Stessel, braving the elements and working the camera tonight. A big thanks to the coaches from each side, Bill Marshall from Valparaiso and Pete Koulianos from Lake Central. To the athletic directors, Stacy Adams and Chris Einert. And to the viewers at facebook.com/regionsports, youtube.com/regionsports, regionsports.com, and ihsaatv.org. You've been watching Game Night on the Region